What's up everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing the mid-year book freak out tag for 2020. So let's just go ahead and get right into the questions. Question number one is the best book you've read so far in 2020. I probably should have looked these up so I would know what to answer. There's so many good ones, like there's so many that I want to talk about. I'm gonna have to go with All the Ugly and Wonderful Things. I absolutely love this book. I love the storyline. I know it's not a book for everybody, so you have to be, like really looking into it to see if it's something that you wanna read, but this is about a very young girl and how this older man falls in love with her, and just how like that is seen as something that is, is probably taboo, or most likely is taboo, but coming from where the little girl was and the amount of like abuse that she dealt with, I don't know, it just makes you really question just everything. And so it was such a hard book because it was like so emotional, and obviously I'm not saying that like what happened in the book is like okay or just normal, but it just really, the story was just so amazing. I loved it so much. Next question is the best sequel you've read so far in 2020. I actually don't think I've read any sequels. Like, I am not a series reader, so we're gonna go ahead and skip that question because I know I don't have an answer for it. This lighting, I think it's gonna go in and out. I'm really sorry about that. Okay, number three is a new release you haven't read yet but want to. Okay, let me go to my most anticipated list. Okay, so a book that I am very excited to read is The Loop by Jeremy Johnson. I'm not sure when this comes out, or maybe it did come out already. I'm not sure. Goodreads doesn't really have a, it's gonna be published October 29th, I think. But right now I'm like obsessed with survival type of books. I don't know why, with it being COVID, you would think that I wouldn't be, but this is like Stranger Things meets World War Z. So it's about a group of fellow outcasts that team up to survive the night in a town overcome by a science experiment gone wrong. This is about an outbreak of some sort. And yeah, I just really like, books and stuff that are like that. And so I'm very excited for that to come out. Next question is most anticipated release for the second half of the year. Oh, did I answer these wrong? A new release you haven't read yet. I guess the other one was supposed to be a new release I haven't read yet that's like out already. So of the ones that are out already, I actually have The Swap by Robin Harding. I am very excited for this. This came out a couple weeks ago, I think, and I still haven't read it yet, but this is about like married couples swapping, and I guess something goes wrong with that, but I'm very excited to read that. Next question is the biggest disappointment. And honestly, okay, so I'm not finished with this book yet, but right now, Survivor Song by Paul Tremblay is the biggest disappointment. Like I said, I'm not finished. I think I'm 45% in, but I had such high hopes for this book, and right now, like, I think I'm rating it a 2-star. Like, it is not going well, and I am very sad because it was totally different than I expected it to be. And yeah, I am very disappointed if the rest of the book continues like this. Next question is the biggest surprise. I would have to say one of my biggest surprises was when I read The Roanoke Girls, because I hadn't really heard anything about it, and like, I just kind of started getting into cult books. I did not realize that I was going to love it as much as I did. So I was definitely surprised by that one, especially because it is a young adult book, I'm pretty sure. And so I usually don't like young adult books, but I really liked that one. Next is a favorite new author, debut or new to you. Oh, very interesting. Okay. So a favorite new author is Robin Lee, who wrote The Idea of You, which is also one of my favorite books so far this year, but she hasn't written any other books. So I'm very sad because I really want her to write more books, because I would literally read anything that she writes. The Idea of You is just so freaking good. I just want more books just like that one. Next up is newest fictional crush. Okay. So I'm going to say that the fictional crush is actually from The Idea of You. Hayes is my new fictional crush. He is so incredibly sweet, but also so mature for his age. Like, oh my gosh, I felt like he would just do anything for you. It was just, oh, he's So cute. He's definitely my fictional crush for this year. Next question is my newest favorite character. Oh, very interesting. Okay, actually, I think I know how to answer this one. Una from Una Out of Order. I said about how like my rating for this book went up just because I liked the character so much. I actually really liked Una and her story and her life and everything. And so she actually was such a cool character to read about throughout all of the generations that we read about her from. And I just really, really liked her. So I think that she is one of my favorite characters of this year. Next is a book that made you cry. Ooh. Okay, so The Idea of You did make me cry. Like that ending though, that definitely made me cry. Other books, I don't think I've read that many sad books this year. I also think that All the Ugly and Wonderful Things made me cry because that was a very, very emotional book. And so those are two that definitely made me cry, but no, I think that's it. That was it for this year. So wow, I've only read like 2 actual like crying books this year. Book that made you happy. I would say the Bromance Book Club made me happy. I really liked reading that book. It was definitely a feel-good book, but it still had like that like punch emotional, you know, this book is about marriage and struggles and stuff, but I also really liked those characters, so those could also have been some of my favorite characters of this year. But that book was just so good. I wish I could reread it and just feel all the feels again. The most beautiful book you've bought so far this year or received. So I actually have only bought 2 books this year and they were both foster care books. So I already read them, they're over there. They're not like super beautiful or anything. So the other books that I've received, ooh, for a beautiful one, that's like so hard. Okay, I must like the same color scheme because I would say these are my 2 most beautiful books that I got this year. So Such a Fun Age, oh my gosh, like it is gorgeous, and then Slay is also super gorgeous. So yeah, both of those I think are the most beautiful ones I've had this year. Okay, last question. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? Oh my gosh, that is a loaded question. I always forget about this question. Okay, let me show you guys my bookshelves and I'll show you exactly all the books that I need to read by the end of the year because these are all the books that I own. All right, you guys, here is a quick view of all of the books that are currently on my TBR for the rest of the year. If you see any that you really want me to read, definitely drop a comment down below. Oh, hey Graham, what's up? Definitely drop a comment down below. Oh my gosh, do you hear him snort? Hey Graham, what's up? But yeah, let me know if you guys want me to read any of these more books that I have to read. Okay, you guys, that's it for this video. Drop a comment down below letting me know what your favorite book so far that you've been like the most surprised about and your most disappointed book so far was this year. I wanna read all of your comments and see if I agree with any of your statements. Thanks for watching this video and I will see you guys in another video. Bye everyone.